Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to episode 2 of the Gloom Seekers, which originally aired live on Twitch. Do we accept this refugee? Yes or no? So the penalties, and this will be a flash poll, it'll only be a 3-minute poll. So she's going to be paralyzed for multiple days, unable to move whatsoever, and we're going to have to feed her. She is a stiletto assassin, which means likely she has high combat skills, but doesn't really do dumb labor or anything like that. I think that's a prerequisite of that background. I could be wrong. She is willing to contribute once she is recovered, but she will not leave voluntarily, which means that we would have to banish her, which is fine if we have to banish her and she sucks, but you know. And then, of course, she will land somewhere as a transport pod out on the map tile. But, you know, I think fighting the remaining 2 rats to get to her is not that big of a deal. I can postpone it for a bit and then circle back to it when she asks again. Or, you know, when you guys have a definitive answer here in about 2 minutes' time. Nope. Keep mine in. All right, so the animal slaughtered expires in 1 day. That'll be good. Yes. So if you take a look here, Gloom Seekers think that slavery is abhorrent. We do believe, as you all voted that I would be a chaotically based, slightly good society, that we'd believe in individual freedoms, which means that slavery would indeed be abhorrent. Execution would be horrible if innocent. So I tried to set all of this up as most role-playing as I can, so that we don't really believe in the skull spike, you know, because we're good. We're supposed to be slightly good, at least. Blindness is horrible because we believe in technological insight. People keep their own names. We do only have one spouse, so there's a lot of that going on. Oh, here's a cave. Nice. I like this cave. This cave goes almost to the edge of the map, but not quite, which means, well, I can't quite caravan out that way, but still, very convenient. All right, it looks like the yays are going to win. I have 19 hours left to accept. I'm going to take my time with this. And 1 rat left. Stiletto Assassin is just disabled social art. Good. Well, that's a lot better than I thought it would be. Hills with a minor break. Let's get their super hauls off. And we are going to accept Larusa. So here she is. She is no social, no art. Body modder, industrious, optimist. Wow. Hell yeah. That is a good person to have. Oh, wow. Look at that last name. Rinnick. So that's, what, like a YouTube channel that does electronica or like chill dubstep type stuff? I even recognize that. That's weird. Okay, Natha, let's go get Larusa. We're gonna have to get through a rat, but I can do that. Yeah, that is the jackiest of jackpot pawns there. No complaints whatsoever. So another thing that you could do in RimWorld 1.3 is I can just, oh, I have 2 people selected. I can just carry her, which is a much more functional way of rescuing someone than previously having to, like, tend to them close or whatever. Let's just bash this rat. Sorry, Mr. Rat. And then, whoa, ooh, what the heck? Dude, don't offer up your neck to a rat. I'm gonna do Dr. Care No Meds for now. And Nath is gonna head to the hospital. So here I will show you the benefit of carrying. So now we just have Larusa carried, and I can move her wherever I want to move her, which is so much better than the previous rescue mechanic, which was you had no control over where you moved her. So now I can choose when to drop her, and then if she was hurt, I could field tend her. So there's a lot of mods that were made obsolete by that, but thank goodness too, right? So Hills is our dockery do. I'm gonna adjust Larusa's, and as you all know, if you're a subscriber of mine and you would like Larusa named after you, all you got to do is type something in the comments here, and I will be raffling her off in just a moment, or rather in a few minutes, I should say. Miss Larusa. So Larusa's going to need her own bed. I am going to set her up. I actually don't know where I'm going to put her. I'm going to put her here for now. And then I'm going to have to work on, like, proper bedrooms soon. So there she is. She miraculously is dressed the way we would dress, so that's because she joined us, but I do like that feature, is like she's just automatically designed the way that we would want to design her. Unfortunately, she has a peg leg, but if she's a body modder, yeah, so that peg leg is going to be good for her. So she's slow, but like there's a benefit there. Hills, would you be so kind as to tend Natha so he doesn't bleed out from his rat bite? Thank you. And another thing I wanted to check is the robe, right? So if I did want to officially give Hills the title of Gloom Visionary, which would dramatically help her research speed, she does need to be intellectual 6. She is just 6. I don't know. I can have you all vote on whether she gets that title or not, because she really isn't designed to be a researcher. She doesn't have the passions. Even Larusa has better passions for research, being industrious and intellectual. So I don't know. I could wait. But we are also going to want to put Larusa on a night schedule. And our belief is pretty strong here in the Gloom Seekers, which is pretty good. Okay, I like that. So I am going to have a double airlock door between the kitchen and the dining room. Larusa's in tattered apparel, but I think the tattered apparel doesn't offset the fact that she's wearing the clothing that she wants to be wearing, so that's fine. And then she's also on daily food, but someone needs to feed her. You don't do... Oh no, you do medical. So another thing I'm going to do is Larusa here is going to be your backup doc. I'm going to have her carry around 2 industrial meds with her at any given time. But someone needs to feed her, so... Hills, when you wake up, you'll have to feed her. Because I don't think it makes sense to starve her to death. Alright, Tack is getting some more steel for us. And my polling software broke. Nice. Still broken. All right, let's say 2 more minutes and Larusa gets raffled, and I'll try to remember to do it, unlike sometimes. And I'm also going to put Natha in the broad wrap rather than the helmet for now. I think what I'll do is, instead of trying to smooth everything out, I'm going to establish the boundaries of the rooms as a priority. So I'm not going to worry about the smoothing just yet. so the animal slaughter should, yeah, half an hour. It'll be gone. That'll be helpful for Natha. He's been a little upset. And chilly, but slept in the heat. Interesting combination there. So the slept in the heat is probably a result of the wood fire generator. Wow, that wood fire generator really is putting off a lot of heat. So that's another thing I could do, is to set up some sort of internal wall so that we can prevent the heat from bleeding in. So I'll be doing that soon. So we don't cook ourselves. Alright, Tech, I'm going to have you start to... are you the better miner? I keep forgetting. Yeah, you are the better miner. So Natha, I'm going to have you craft over mine. And we're going to grind up this granite, get out of the way. And we'll put a door here, keeping the heat out. Looks like we need a little refueling. Is the DLC worth the money? I really wouldn't be able to tell you that yet. It's too early. I would be inclined to say yes, as it looks to have a really unprecedented and ridiculous amount of replayability. But again, you know, I'm very much one not to jump to conclusions. But so far, the possibilities of storytelling and the like are incredible. There are so many options that you can pretty much have, like, every single colony that you ever make from now until the dawn of, you know, a new age could be unique, hypothetically. Conclusion... Time to take my money, yeah. But of course, come up with your own conclusions, because, you know, I thought that royalty was pretty amazing, and there was definitely a contingency of RimWorld players that did not agree with me. All right, so it is now clean in here, which means we can start to cook, and I'm going to make... No one has the cooking skill for 5 meals. Okay, I'm going to make simple meals, but in order to help with our mood, I'm going to make simple meals exclusively out of insect meat. A little reminder, of course, that our people like insect meat as a result of Tunneler. Tunneler requires you to have a preference for fungus, a love for insect meat, and to not care about cramped spaces. It also makes it so that you can't not mine, like mining is going to be required, and then unlocks the role of mining specialist, but that is not a role that I had added. We don't have, like, a designated dwarf digger or anything like that. Alright, to speed you up, Natha, let's put... I'm going to crudely run some cables in here so that we can start replacing our wood fire burners with something a little bit more high-tech. And LaRussa, what are your needs? LaRussa is getting assigned, and Brahms. Brahms, what do you want to name LaRussa? And Hills, I'm going to have you wake up and feed LaRussa, because the heck. Don't let her starve. So her paralytic abacia has her out of commission for another 35 days. And the only way to cure her early would be an infusion of Glitterworld medicine. Zach, got it. Alright. Her title is Brahms, after you keep track of who owns what. These starting characters aren't going to be named. And I do think that we'll have opportunities to name additional people. So it's not like there's a limit here or anything like that. I will do my best to... try to keep you fed and alive All right, so now that this is almost all dug out, Tack, just finish it up. I'm going to want to clean it up so that we don't have food poison chance or unnecessarily high food poison chance, and maybe put one more dump stockpile to bring the chunks out, because chunks aren't good either, as you can see. Slightly unclean. Okay, there we go. Who was my cook again? So, Tack, it is you. Oh, and we already have the meals. Okay, I ignored that. So, if we take a look, we should start to get some benefits from eating the insect meals. Next, research. I'm going to have you all vote on this. I'm going to put up some options here. Not all of it. So I'm going to include smithing as a possibility. Battery as a possibility. And what else? Smithing, battery, or the jump to microelectronics, I guess. So 1, 2, or 3. It's weird to have microelectronics without smithing, but that's just the way it is. So here, as you can see, there is some benefits, new structures through the DLC. So let's quickly analyze. There's the breach axe in the smithing tree, which is a weapon and tool, and it breaks down walls quickly. Another one of the options here is battery. There's nothing new about the battery. And microelectronics adds a sleep accelerator. A sleep accelerator is a device that accelerates the sleeper's circadian rhythm. It speeds up sleep, but consumes a lot of electricity and also increases hunger. And transhumanists tend to want to be in that. And then if we take a look at our ideology here, we do have the sleep accelerator preferred. People in this community will prefer to use sleep accelerators, and they'll have a +3 mood boost if they do. And it is hot in this tunnel. Who would think one wood-fired generator would cook us all? I guess it's actually just the cooler ventings. Another thing I could do to prevent the cooler ventings from, cooking me is to change the location of my door. And maybe I'll go ahead and do that. And let's allow everyone outside again. Because we're also going to want to replace the deadfall traps. And ambushed night is a quest. Now keep in mind that we did want to potentially align ourselves with the royals here. So let's read this. Dialero Duskonos, my god, a knight of the Grey Empire is calling from nearby. His guards were killed in ambush. He escaped, but is now being followed by man-hunting Yorkie. He wants safe harbor, and he will bestow honor upon us. So here's the thing. This is a charity quest. People with charitable beliefs will be affected by this outcome. I am not going to accept this because I need to update my reward preferences. I'm not looking for honor from the Grey Empire. I'm also not looking for goodwill from either of these factions either. So just goodwill from Rego or Grey. So goodbye. But that would be the default quest, the generic quest that puts you on the path towards a royal title, which I am not planning on doing. All right, I'm going to update it like this, where, yeah, so now the heat is gone. Not gone, but dramatically reduced in our colony here. Let's put corpses over here. Rot. Corpses. All right, looks like battery will be our next research. We're Works for me. What's funny is now that the dining room here is a little bit higher, it's not lined up. Knowing that that's going to bother some people, I'll just fix it immediately. And of course, we'll have some walls there to fill in. Tell me the new expansion is good. It's good. It's I think, potentially going to be a lot of fun. Has anyone eaten the insect meat yet? And of course, Hills, you are really... Oh, so let's update. Sorry, this is my bad. So the daily food is going to be updated from the Pack of Survival meals to simple meals to reflect our diets. And I'm going to go feed Zach, who is, again, starving-ish. But here is the benefit. Wearing the ideology colors. Here's the 8 cooked insect meat plus 6. Gotta like that insect meat. Alternatively, I could have it be 11 by 9. That'll be fine. And then we'll just fill in a chunk there. Now look at all this beautiful mood benefits from cooked insect meat. Once I hit 6, I could start doing fine meals as well. Can you farm insects? Not traditionally. No. There is some ways to kind of do it. By allowing just a few insects to survive after you've slaughtered them, and having them tend to their hives. Good old short circuit. Right after we manage to bring the heat down in our colony, we get a short. You can tame insects, though, yes. Once the hives are destroyed, they lose their hive-mindedness, and they become tameable. But taming an insect, slaughtering our own animals is forbidden in our culture, so ranching isn't really something that's going to be done by us unless it's for eggs or something that isn't slaughter-based. Lag Spike, thanks for the bits. But taming spellopedes and mega spiders is not new. That's something that you could have done previously. All right, dining room get done. I'm gonna put this whole thing as my home. And some of the Rego are passing by. Oh, yes, right, they're nudists. So here is most obviously, you can see their tattoos. So this Karsiaka has a tattoo, and the tattoos that they wear are determined by their ideology. So here, as you can see, this is the tattoos that they're, the body tattoos that they use. So if we take a look, tiger, buttons, and rings are the tattoos that are uncommon on the appearance of these tribals, and she has tiger on her. And then this person has a face tattoo. I can't make her face me, but like looking from the side, she looks like Tyson, doesn't she? Let's take a look at what tattoo that is, just to show you that you can even customize the tattoos that people wear. So that would be tattoo, face, tiger as well. So yeah, there it is. Yeah, ideology is totally separate from royalty. There are some crossovers. There are some things that that in order to gain access to, you need both. So, for instance, if you wanted to be tree huggers that worship trees and worship the anima tree, The anima tree is part of royalty, and the tree hugger ideology is part of ideology, so it would be required to have both as far as I know. But my little Gloom Seekers here, there's really nothing about... there's nothing in here that includes royalty, not really. The only things that include royalty might be the relics, and these relic choices could have included something else that wasn't based upon royalty. What kind of mushrooms can you plant? You plant Nutrifungus. Nutrifungus is a new mushroom. So there's new plants in this version. So there is Nutrifungus, which is a plantable fungus. There is Fibercorn, which is sort of like corn, but for wood. And then there's this Tinctoria, which is for clothing dyes. All right, so Natha is just about done getting all the granite blocks that are close by. I'm going to reduce the radius so we don't go hunting for granite blocks. I'm going to wake you up and have you clean up your room there. Looks better and better? Yes. I mean, look at all the options here. Look at all of these options. I don't think you realize how customizable your every single ideology here is different. You know, we have our supremacy cannibal raiders. We have our loyal collectivist proselytizers. We have our, you know, every single faction is going to have their own unique ideology, their own unique set of beliefs, and interact with you in those ways. Your ideology will help determine the way that you treat others, which is quite cool. Yeah, this is huge. The replayability and the ability to storytell is pretty incredible. Fraggles, thanks for the resub. Rock on, man. All right, it is summer. Zach is starving, so Hills, you're fired. Dear Lord, Hills. So I'm going to set Hills to research 2 so that Hills can doctor. That's kind of my fault. And I've been micromanaging it, but I'm bound to forget eventually. Luckily, the game would warn me that I had someone that was like starving to death. There is an alert. So now that we have, I'm purposely mined through a cavern here so that we can have our dining room, you know, relocated. And then another thing I'm going to do is put a, let's put a granite chest table here that we'll make. And who's, again, best constructor would be Nath. So I'll have Nath finish that off. I'll let Hills make some progress and then finish it off with Nath. I'm just going to slap together a crude cable here. Eventually we will embed it in the walls once the walls are smooth, but for now it's just gonna look like garbage. Biggest Nate, thanks for the bits as well. I have no idea why my alert sounds didn't go off, but thank you for the bits. The Randy Random bits. I'm a big fan of Randy and his work. I have a YouTube series going on right now where Randy attacked me in 45 minutes. He sent 40 centipedes and 60 scythers and some other mechs. So thank you, Randy. You are the best. Makes for, and that's on losing his fun difficulty. Randy really likes me, sending me 100 mechs for me to kill. I'm his loyalist servant of destruction. Nope, I didn't spoil anything, but I didn't tell you the outcome of the fight, so at least there's that. Alright, in here we're going to want to get another dark lamp. Dark lamps, for the uninitiated, are a light source that the worshippers of the dark, which would be me and my Gloom Seekers, they don't find revolting. Xenius, thanks for the gifted sub. Cheers. Wow, and to Alexar. You've detected hunting worksite nearby, controlled by the Rego Alliance. So, if you wish, you can raid the camp to collect loot, which would be heavy fur. To do so, they would get pissed. Now, normally I would poll for these things, but here's the thing. Our faction is supposed to be slightly good, And doing that to a neutral would be evil. So I'm not going to do it as part of the faction. Gloom Enchanter role unfulfilled. I can assign someone as Gloom Enchanter. I'm going to assign Natha as Gloom Enchanter. He's going to be the moral guide. So he will be able to convert, counsel, reassure, conversion ritual, and preach health. He's going to want a I can't say it, mask and a cape. Have you ever said a word so many times that it stops feeling like a word, and then you're just like, that's noise. What is this noise? So yeah, I'm gonna assign it to him. Visage. All right, so now he is Gloom Enchanter. As mentioned, he wants a mask and a cape, so let's get one queued up. That also means that we're probably gonna need to hunt. So here's the Visage mask. Man, I am just fumbling around. And we're gonna make it out of steel. Or silver. No, let's make it out of steel for now. And then a cape. And I'm not really sure I have any materials for said cape. Yeah, I really don't. So the cape is going to be on the back burner until we have material. Which means potentially hunting creatures that would yield us cape material. Maybe yaks? Visage. Yes. So here's the abilities. Convert. Attempt to convert someone to the speaker's ideology or ideologian. This will reduce the target's certainty that their own beliefs, and the certainty reduction depends on the speaker's negotiation ability, which is exactly why I give it to Natha, who has the highest social in our community. You'll also see right here, it's really small, but he has the icon of the Gloom Enchanter on his pawn avatar. Reassure. Increase someone's certainty in their own beliefs. The regained certainty is based, again, upon the negotiation ability. We have counsel. Offer counsel to a person to cancel the effect of a sad memory. The chance of success depends, again, on the social skills and the relationship with the listener. And then lastly, preach health. Preach moral strength to a sick or wounded person through the concepts of your ideology. This will improve their rate of wound healing and immunity gain. You could do this every 1 day. You can do this one. I don't know what the limitations are. Hey, can you do line of sight, dude? You're having problems. Wow, you are a terrible shot. I cannot wait for Zach to be conscious. So convert, reassure, counsel doesn't seem to have a cooldown, but preach health has a 1 day. Holy heck. Let's just say he is not my ace. And yes, we are well, it's night. It's almost nighttime hunting. The current outdoor light levels is low. Dude, you are the worst. There we go. Nope, slaughtered animal. Yep, so hunting is slaughter unless I let them bleed out. Maybe that's a bug, maybe it's not. I'm not sure which. Either way, we got to be careful with that, clearly. So I'm going to put a dump stockpile here. Butchery. And I'll put it critical for animal corpses of fresh quality. And we'll haul. Butcher. And this amount of plain leather is probably not enough for cape. Yeah. So let's see if we can't hunt one of these without the slaughter part. Are any of them hurt? No, no, and no. Yeah, I'll do a hunt, not slaughter. Another thing I could do, which would be weird, but it would work, is this, where I can set down a animal spot. Where are we? Furniture, animal sleep spot. I'll plop it here. And Natha is then going to rescue this yak and wait for it to bleed out. Sir Pugly, thanks for the follow. And your alt as well. Oops. Sorry, yak. All right, let's see if this counts. So I already have a slaughtered animal -5, which lasts for 5 days. Can we just counsel ourselves? No, unfortunately we can't. Let me see about counseling the mood of... Cool, so we just counseled Tack for +8. So here it is, counseled by Natha. And now we have all abilities on cooldown for 3 days. Worth it. Mr. Yak, just bleed out. I didn't slaughter you, you just died natural causes. Rip, there it goes. And am I penalized? No, I am not. Brilliant. A brilliant exploit. Okay, the best crafter that I have here is not a good crafter. I guess, Natha, you're gonna have to make it yourself. So good luck making your own mask and cape. Do I have them set to tame? No, I do not. And then, Natha, I think you're going to want to be the one to finish off that, the table. I think what I'm going to start to do is the internal rooms here, instead of wood, I'm going to set them up to, especially the ones that aren't temperature sensitive, I'm going to set them up to be granite, but then prop them open. All right, so my cape here is going to be made of plain leather. And get that going. Ooh, big hiccup. What's going on? Visitors. A stew keeper. And some other person. And sociable prisoners. A high stallarch of the Grey Empire has captured 2 prisoners from an enemy faction with no place to store them, wants me to look over them for 21 days until her prison is ready. I will have you all vote on whether I keep that or not. So it'll be up to you. The advanced components would be really nice in terms of teching up, but whether or not you think we have the resources to do so, that is up to you. Another thing I'm going to do is a forced cleanup around this base because it's getting filthy. Wow, Natha, you're starting to look really weird. Our moods are definitely floundering, so that's something I'm trying to work on right now. It's getting things to look a little bit nicer before we get super penalized. But here, go to sleep. And we're down now to making meals out of fungus. So I'm going to start making the meals out of fungus instead of insect meat because we don't really have any insect meat left. And leaving the yak beef as like emergency reserves because yak beef is our lowest interest. Natha looks like a zombie. No, he just has a metal plate over his face. He kind of looks like I'm blanking on his name. He kind of looks like Amon from Legend of Korra a little bit. You know, with the metal plate mask. Or Doom, yeah. Something like that. What is this blindness ideology? Can you blind people now? Yes, you can believe in being blind as part of your ideology. And blind people in that, you know, would be revered. And a logging work site. So, This is, again, a logging work site. I'm going to ignore the logging work site and the hunting work site because we're not going to betray the Rego Alliance. We're supposed to be good, not evil. Or slightly good, at least. Alright, trying to tidy up the old dining room. Much larger than I probably should have made it initially, but oh well. And getting people to increase their moods. Soon we're going to have a bit of a fungus harvest, which would be good because we are low on the food that we prefer to eat. And let's stop super cleaning so that we can go back to cooking and working and all that stuff. Oh, this should be a batch. Yeah, these should be batched. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and accept these prisoners. That's what you all voted for. We are going to pick the the advanced components. We are, after all, sort of like we prefer transhumanism. I could put them in the man. This is a bit of a pressure cooker. Let's remove some additional roofs here because it's probably making it very hard to keep that cool. And then we're going to have to slap together some bit of prison. And unfortunately, I think this double bedroom is going to be changed into the prison for these prisoners. And I'll work on bedrooms eventually. Nope, you keep making that chest table. Looney and Valve. Okay, cool. Interesting names. Looney and Valve. Let's slap together another bed. So Tack cut down some trees for that. And then Natha, that just finished the granite chest table, get that going. This is going to be for prisoners. And we will capture Looney first. And I'm going to be ready to capture Valve. Let's hope the anesthesia doesn't wear off too soon. Tack, just stand there. Get ready to punch him in the face if he gets up. Alright, so we have Looney. And here is Valve. As far as their assignments are, we are going to give them... We are going to try to reduce resistance for social practice. They don't have blood rot or anything like that. Wow, they are... Hyper-manporkism is their... Okay, interesting. Very interesting ideology there. They're world eaters. They both... Oh no, this one's different. They have different ideologies. So we're going to reduce the resistance, which will help train social skill. And then... They get daily food. Yes, so that is totally normal. It would help with the cooling if I did... You know what? I know. It would help with the cooling if I did this. And increased the volume of open air to non-open air. I know that much. Nathy here is going to get like heat stroke. Yep, here he goes. Hills, why are you flirting with him? Don't do that. Man is spoken for. Alright, and then we mine up this granite and remove the roof that is over it. It will be easier to cool down the area. Because it will be significantly unroofed. It's weird to be like standing outside and still super hot. But I'm going to have to further increase the volume of unroof. I'm not all that worried about it as long as the freezer's still working. All right, Valve and Looney are up. I'm going to have to treat them. I'm also going to plant some additional nutrifungus. Much of the cave soil as I can find. I'll plant it down. The initial plants of Nutrifungus are almost ready to go. And a beggar's wish for charity. A group of poor travelers are approaching, looking for help. The travelers are begging for 8 medicine. They need medicine to help their friends at a nearby settlement that was devastated by raiders. The travelers can be given items by right-clicking on Lobster. Travelers will move on after 1 day. These travelers are not part of a faction. If you wish, you can kill them, arrest them, harvest them, etc. without diplomatic consequences. Do we offer medicine to those in need? So the reason to do this is mostly for role-playing. If we had in our ideology a belief in charity, it would help people that with that belief in being more charitable and having a positive feeling. We, as we are role-playing the Gloom Seekers, we are supposed to be slightly good. It doesn't necessarily mean that we give charity freely to everybody. We are, of course, keeping prisoners for the royals, and we weren't even told what these guys did wrong. But yes, so if you believe that we should give this medicine or not, that is up to you. Have I tried this version for some time, or is this a... No, this is brand new to me. I just try to learn fast. All right, it looks overwhelmingly like you guys want to give some charity. So here's Lobster and Sam. They're part of a confederacy that isn't one of the normal factions, so they're separate. And I was told... Oh, boy. That's not good. Okay, the Rego Alliance had a run-in with the bugs, and the bugs kicked their butts. Mertonis, thanks for all the gifted subs. My goodness, so generous. Put on the pink light. All right, next, when Natha is up, I'm going to have Natha give the visitors some medicine. So we'll be doing that. 75% of you wanted that done. And I feel like I can spare it. All right, so this is an awful dining room. It's going to require us to cut a whole lot of stone in order to get it looking nice. The needs of these guys are pretty low, so another thing I'm going to need to do is have Natha high priority warden so that he feeds the people that need feeding. Alright, so he's up. Ate your meal. Now, does eating this meal because it was fungus? Yep, 8 cooked fungus plus 3. So a fungus and insect meat meal would be like most ideal. But here we go. Giving meds to the lobster. Beggars leaving with requested items. You're welcome. And these guys have their own ideology, which is interesting. They have the ideology of dim forest. So if I wanted for them to convert to my ways, I would have had to preach to them. But of course, we let them go. We believe more in free will and not so much in proselytism. So we offer shelter to those that wish for shelter, but we do not force it upon others. That is part of our ideology and role-playing. You think there shouldn't be any references to actual religions? You know, I'm actually there with you. Some of the ideologies can be based on Buddhism, Islam, or Christianity, and I feel like it was not necessary to include world religions, and I would not be surprised if there were patches to change that, because there is really no need to have, you know, sort of those, I don't know, I completely agree with you. I don't feel like it really adds to the lore of RimWorld in a beneficial way to have it based on religions. So now our Natha has the clothing that he wants on. So he's happy in dark light. He's happy with the cooked fungus. He's happy with his button-down shirt. He is currently wearing the clothing that he wants to wear. Crisis of belief, Loony. Loony's spirit is broken. As a result, he was forced to question everything. Loony's certainty with his belief of hyperman-porkism has been reduced to 48%. Why? Because he was malnourished. Well, I mean, if you're vomiting everywhere, yeah, you're going to be malnourished, you dummies. Keep it in your mouth. So I could, if I wanted to convert them, preach to them, but I'm more interested in completing for the quest. So here, in our historical logs, you can see the Baker's Wish for Charity is green because we did it. The Ambush Knight is yellow because we did not. And then I believe red would be for fail. All right, let's get rid of all this, all these granite chunks. So we also, part of our ideology here is Spikecore. So style category, Spikecore. Seekers will be happy if they notice buildings, floors, and art matching Spikecore styles. Spikecore style category affects torch lamps, simple helmets, flak jackets, dusters, parkas, and jackets. So we can make Spikecore clothing, ooh, the Yoda cam, and Spikecore art, and have the people in the community be happy with the Spikecore. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. And Tangier, thanks for gifting out subs. Giving us our little Lord Yoda here. Very happy with you right now. So I'm going to start making some Spikecore tiles here in the center of the room. And eventually probably... hey, I can also start the Gloomy, which is a social festival. Given my limited food right now, I don't think I'm going to be doing that, but noted. Ooh, a bit of a pause. Loyal rats. Walrus Bayadoa, Holy Chief of the Rego Alliance, is making a request. She wants me to take care of 2 rats. Yeah, well, I'll have you all vote on this. So they are the only neutral faction other than the Shattered Empire. And I have declined to raid them twice. So here are 2 raid locations that I said no to. Whether or not we make them our friends is up to you. Shield, I just got your message. It's you. Oh, Lord, it's you. That is awesome. Oh, you loony. So, you can see the spike core tiles here. And you know what's actually funny about that, Shield, is just this morning I found Artie Marty. What are the chances? So, Loony is actually Shield. It was Shield's designed character through the name of the game. That is awesome. I have a designed character if you ever find me. If you find Raddy, R-H-A-D-D-Y, that would be me. Oh, but you don't have a name in the game? Well, that's incredible then. All right, so now this physical zone is technically outdoors because there's enough outdoor tiles that it's not going to get superheated, which was the problem before. If we take a look here, we should be getting some Spikecore happiness, but whatever the case might be, you know, our little dining room is fine. Now, my only other worry is that we're very, very low on fungus at this point. So I'm going to have to... It looks like we're starting to harvest the raw fungus from this Nutrifungus, but I'm going to have to make that a higher priority. So plant, cut, and grow is going to become a 1 for now, just to make sure we get it done. So we were going to take care of the rats, and let's take a look at the quest rewards. What rewards? 1, 2, 3. Just vote with your numbers. So 1 would be gold, a little bit of gold. To note, there is some naturally occurring gold on this map tile up here. Oh, there's also the ambrosia that I should go for. Hell yeah, let's get some ambrosia. And then advanced components are silver or goodwill. And here we go. The harvest of the Nutrifungus. Oh, this is a lot of fungus. This is really, really good. Now, there's also a possibility of, although we are undergrounders, to make an overground farm. So, like, walling off an area like this and putting Nutrifungus plants under roofs so that we can feed ourselves a lot of fungus and not really have to worry about, like, starvation or anything like that. Tack has a shoot frenzy. All right, Tack, I am... Oh, yeah, you're already going to the... Okay, so... Natha's going to the Ambrosia already, so everybody else is going to stay home for efficiency's sake. Does gold affect my ideology in any way? No. Not really. We don't have any reverence for gold. Although making our ideological art out of gold would be good. Because... You know, there's a benefit to that. Oh, I missed a spot. And then another thing, now that we have some ambrosia, is I'm going to add it to our drug regimen. And I'm also going to store it in our freezer here because ambrosia rots. And ambrosia is a really, really, really good drug to have. Is that a harvest? Okay, yeah, that's a harvest, not a cut plant. I was worried for a second that I just chose to cut it. And done. Let's call this ambrosia. Although I'm sure I will forget to do it. And now unrestrict everybody. Option number 2 seems to be the popular choice. Except... Fly and Siegfried. Where's Roy? Oh, God. Here's Roy. Get away from Roy. No. All right. So one of the interesting things about rats is the new mechanic of ranching is going to apply. So what I'm going to need to do pretty immediately is to set up a specific pen for them to live in. Otherwise, I won't be able to corral them. So I'm going to set them up to live in here. And I'm going to put a I'm going to put a steel door on it. And then a pen marker. I do explain this in my 1.3 overview video that I released on YouTube a few hours ago. But there's really not a way for you to move around certain animals. Like, I can zone restrict these... Oh, no, that's wrong. If I go to the animal tabs, I can zone restrict them. Oh, actually, it looks like rats can be zone restricted. I guess they have a intelligence level high enough. But either way, I do want them corralled. So I'm going to turn this into a temporary ranch for them to live in. Trying to get this dining room up to snuff. Also feeding and cleaning. So another thing I could do is try to convert Looney. But you know, I actually might prefer to counsel. So you know what I'm going to do? How is your belief? Okay, your belief in Gloom is really, really strong. But I'm going to counsel you because you are asleep. Never mind. When Zach is awake, I'm going to counsel Zach in order to try to help with, you know, mood, because Zach has been paralyzed for many days, for 6 days, and is going to continue being paralyzed. So sig free and fly, we will get that external. Here, I'm going to temporarily forbid and put construction as a higher priority. Let's get this set up for them. Thank you for tuning in to the Gloom Seekers, which originally aired live on Twitch. If you have any feedback for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of the Gloom Seekers, I stream this just about every day from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. A countdown timer and schedule can be found at Rhadamant.com. Thank you for watching. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell.